meteorologist Eric Sorensen and Storm Track 8 Weather. Sponsored by Carpetland.
So we're loving the weather, but it's not going to last very much longer, right?
Sorry.
We're kind of to the end of it. You're fixing your
My
mic
pack
there.
was falling down my pants, and that would have been very uncomfortable.
Not good, yeah. You're all set now?
I am. I'm ready to go. 5:41.
Let's just move on. All
right. So, yeah, see, what happens here is we're connected to these little doobobs right here, okay? So this thing means that works and you can hear me. So you've got to wear it back here, but it always slides off of my belt. It's not very comfortable to have back there, by the way. I say, you know, they should have these things implanted in us. Although I don't know how you'd charge the batteries. Anywho, thanks to our friends at the National Weather Service Quad Cities for giving us some stats here about March coming in like a lion. And I really have to be very careful how I point to this. I know, it's a dangerous job. 31% of all March 1sts have had measurable rain. 7% have had an inch of snow. But what's interesting here is that 7%, I want to focus on that because we've got a couple of inches of snow coming. So this is kind of a rare event, you know, what we get less than 1 in 10 that will give us some sort of wintry precip like this. Winter weather advisory will go into effect. This does not include us here into the immediate metro area, but you go to Clinton County and you're into the winter weather advisory. And then you go farther north of there, up here towards Stevenson and Joe Davis County under a winter storm warning. So let's just get right into this and focus on what's going to happen for tonight. Everybody wants to know, all right, how much are we going to get? I think in the Quad Cities we're anywhere between, honestly, 1.5 inches and about 4 inches. So you average that 3.5 looks pretty good. There will be a lot less on the Illinois side than on the Iowa side, and it's really going to ramp up. Check it out. From Galesburg to DeWitt, there's going to be nothing to about 1/2 foot. All right, so 6 to 7 inches will be possible here through Jackson County, up through Joe Davis County and Stevenson, and that's the reason why there's a winter storm warning here for the possibility of more than 6. If we do end up getting 3 inches, the advisory may come down here to the Quad Cities. But let's look at the impact. And again, this is tonight and into tomorrow morning. The impact is going to be pretty significant north of US 30. So this right in here is US 30. So I'll paint that in red. Here I think it's going to be tolerable tomorrow, but you're going to want to probably allow a little extra time to get to your destination. So let's continue just focusing on what's more important here this morning. The fact that we've got this cold front coming through in the afternoon still means that we're 56 degrees. And then here comes the snow. It will probably not be in the Quad Cities until after 10 p.m. That's when the low pressure gets closer to us. And you can see a mix and snow and a couple of little bouts of some heavier bursts here and there. That's at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. That's how we get the accumulation here in the Quad Cities. And then it will ramp up by sunrise as we push it off toward Rockford and Chicago. So it could be some significant impacts on travel, especially out of the airports. All right, so now back to the here and now. Not a bad day today. Temperature starting off around 30 degrees. We should still manage to get up into the mid-50s for today. 32 degrees in Princeton, 28 in Galena. But look off to the north. Your temperatures will fall here this afternoon, while areas to the south bask in some 60-degree sunshine for Burlington and Galesburg. Enjoy that. Here in the Quad Cities, I'll go with 56 degrees for today. The record high 67 set in 1972, so I don't think we're going to get there. Tonight, rain showers develop this evening, changing over to snow, likely a couple of inches for the metro. Tomorrow's temperatures only about 33. Another snow event on Thursday. May only be an inch or 2 out of that one. And then it looks more spring-like. Look at the temperatures by the weekend, 40s, 50s, even 60s next week. Next Tuesday, there could even be some thunderstorms around. So that's just a little more than a week away. But we still do have some winter coming tonight. Pretty sure bet on that.
Big changes.
Thank you, Eric.
Time right now is 5:45 on this Monday. And tomorrow, more than a dozen states and territories will hold primaries for Super Tuesday, the biggest contest so far in the 2016 election season. In Your Voice, Your Vote coverage here on Good Morning Quad Cities, Stephanie Ramos shows us how candidates are preparing themselves for the big day.
They don't call it Super Tuesday for nothing. On this one day, the fate of both parties could be decided, and how we got here has been anything but typical. The GOP frontrunner Donald Trump taking insults from all sides.
He doesn't sweat. He doesn't sweat because his pores are clogged from the spray tan that he uses. If we nominate Donald Trump, in all likelihood, Hillary wins, and if that happens, we lose this country.
Trump has racked up support from some of the loudest names in politics, an endorsement from New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, and a first Senate endorsement from Alabama's Jeff Sessions. Trump is leading in most states and is now set to have more big wins on Super Tuesday. But he spent the weekend answering questions about an endorsement he may not want from Ku Klux Klan former Grand Wizard David Duke.
Honestly, I don't know David Duke. I don't believe I've ever met him. I'm pretty sure I didn't meet him, and I just don't know anything about him.
On the Democratic side, Hillary Clinton has more delegates and more momentum than Bernie Sanders after her victory in this weekend's South Carolina primary. And Sanders knows it, telling George Stephanopoulos on This Week.
We got decimated, George. We got decimated.
Texas, Georgia, and right here in Virginia stand as the biggest opportunities for Clinton to dominate among African-American voters and to test Sanders' early strength among Hispanics. No candidate can wrap up the nomination on Super Tuesday, but this could be the end for some. The frontrunners are expected to separate themselves from their closest competitors. In Alexandria, Virginia, Stephanie Ramos, ABC News.
Meanwhile, a game against the Iowa State Cyclones may affect some Kansas voters' ability to go to the polls for its caucus later this week. State is holding its caucuses on March 5th. That's the same day that the Kansas University Jayhawks play its final home game of the season, the Iowa State Cyclones. Well, some fans are petitioning the school and ESPN to change the game time. The petition organizer says there is a tough choice for fans like him.
I'm thinking there's going to be 16,000 fans in Allen Fieldhouse who will have the same decision I have to make. Do I go to the game or do I go to the caucus? There'll be thousands of people at home who have to make the decision.
KU basketball is a big deal. I absolutely hear you. You know, Rock Chalk Jayhawk. But I think that people are going to come out to the caucus.
Close to 700 people have signed the online petition so far.
Well, this morning, a community is mourning the death of a Virginia rookie officer shot and killed in the line of duty. The officer killed over the weekend when she responded to a call about a domestic-related shooting. Ashley Gundon had just been sworn in the day before. 2 other officers were hurt in the shooting, one of them critically. The man arrested for the shooting is Ronald Hamilton, a member of the Army who works at the Pentagon.
It's horrible. It's an absolutely tragic thing for any police officer to have to deal with.
Hamilton is being held without bond.
A town in Kansas has come together to pray for the victims of a deadly shooting spree there. People in Heston lit 18 candles during a church community service last night. 17 of them honored the victims, and the last one was for the suspected shooter. Police say 3 people were killed and 14 others wounded during Thursday's attack in an Excel plant. Investigators say the suspect, Cedric Ford, worked there. A sheriff believes Ford was ticked off by a restraining order from a former girlfriend that he received that exact same day. And in Michigan, the last victim of the Kalamazoo shooting spree was laid to rest. Yesterday, loved ones said goodbye to Mary Jo Nye. She was gunned down in a Cracker Barrel parking lot last weekend, along with 3 other people. A father and son were also killed. 2 people are still recovering in the hospital. Former Uber driver Jason Dalton has been charged with 6 counts of murder in those shootings.
13 people have been arrested after a Ku Klux Klan rally turned violent in California. A fight broke out between the KKK demonstrators and counter-protesters Saturday. Police say 2 KKK members were stomped on the ground. 3 people were stabbed. It is not clear who attacked first, but several videos showed protesters punching and rushing the KKK.
3 12-year-olds are facing felony charges in Florida, accused of spiking their teacher's soda. Investigators say on Tuesday, 2 of the girls poured crushed and pepper flakes into their teacher's drink while another distracted her. The teacher suffered stomach pains, a sore throat, and shortness of breath. Police say it all started after she sent one of the girls to the principal's office for dumping glue into another student's backpack and suspected her of stealing a laptop.
They got to be held responsible for their actions, or they're never going to stop.
The three girls remain in juvenile detention. The teacher says she's heartbroken and her career will never be the same.
After receiving several Oscar nominations and not winning over the years, Leonardo DiCaprio finally is a winning moment at the Oscars.
And the Oscar goes to Leonardo DiCaprio.
This was during last night's 88th Awards, which aired right here on WQAD News 8. DiCaprio won the Oscar for Best Actor for his role in The Revenant. Among the many winners, Brie Larson won Best Actress for Room. Best Picture was awarded to the film Spotlight.
And speaking of Leonardo DiCaprio, here's our trivia question for this hour. What film was Leonardo DiCaprio first nominated for? Was it The Blood Diamond, The Aviator, or What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Give us a call at 309-736-3288. Callers 7, 8, and 9 are eligible to win 4 tickets to see the Quad City Mallards Friday at the iWireless Center. And we'll have the answer when we come back. You're watching Good Morning Quad Cities.